Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Mount Deurklink. In the last episode I made these dueling B&M stand-up coasters, and in this episode I'm going to finish them. Now there's still quite a lot of landscaping to do under these coasters, and I still need to make the stations for these rides. Now first off, it looks like it's a little bit messy here, so I'm just going to put down some litter bins first, and perhaps also add some handyman to the park. Okay, now that that's done, I think I'm going to do some landscaping under this coaster first, and then after that I'm going to continue working on the station. Now, I did quite some elevation changes here just to fit in this coaster in a nice way, but I think I'm gonna make some trenches, going to make it a little bit more of a hilly landscape, and I'm also going to add some trees, decorations. They're just the kinds of stuff you would expect at a ski or a snowboard ramp, stuff like that. Okay, I think this is a good moment to put another one of my Patreons in the park. Now, Emil recently became a mechanic tier patron, so I think this little mountain here is a nice place to put an entertainer. So probably a snowman would be fitting here. So just going to put a snowman here. And let's name him Emil. So yeah, thanks Emil for becoming a patron, and yeah, you now have a spot here in my park. Okay, I think I've done enough landscaping here for now to make the landscape under the coaster look interesting, and also to make it work with the coaster. What I often see beginner players do is that they build a coaster but it's high off the ground and it often ignores the landscape. These coasters look so much more interesting if you do interesting stuff with the landscape under them, and if you give the coaster a reason to be shaped the way it is. For example, this coaster does these curves here now right after its drop, and here it just curves around the mountain, and here it sort of goes into a valley. So that kind of gives the coaster a reason to be shaped the way it is, rather than it just completely ignoring the landscape. So yeah, that's kind of what I tried to do here. I just shaped the landscape around the coaster. I think it makes it so much more pleasant to look at. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish this station over here. So here there will be a bit quite in the front, and then it will be connected to this building that's more here in the back. Now the back part I'm probably just going to keep it quite simple. Not really sure what kind of roof I will make. Probably just a pointy roof so that snow would be able to get off quite easily. And here in the front will be more of a more decorative entrance to the coaster. Alright, that's the station building done for this pair of dueling coasters. So yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning, the shape of the station is quite simple. Just a more decorative part here at the front. I see I need to fill in a little wall here. And behind that there's just a more basic, just covered section. I'll probably still recolor some of these fences that I put here on the side. But yeah, this is going to be basically be the shape for the station. Still some more decorations here and there, but I'm happy with the way this looks so far. So what I'm going to do now is make the station for the chairlift. I'm gonna try and do it in a sort of similar style, so it's going to look a bit more modern than than, for example, this station that I built over here. It appears to be very crowded here. So yeah, it's going to be a bit more modern, more like a ski resort kind of thing. And after that, I will also have to make a station for the train right over here. Okay, that's the building for the purple chairlift done. Now I've also opened it, and it's nice to see the guests already using the chairlift. So yeah, that's nice. Now we already have 2 of the chairlift connections done. And I hope that will lead to it being a little bit more crowded here. But probably we will see more guests here anyway when I start opening up some shops here later. And also when I make the train station here. So yeah, it will be nice to eventually finally being able to open the train line, so that all the parts of the park are connected to each other. Okay, I think that will be the end of this episode. So yeah, quite a lot got done in this episode, but mostly the landscaping here under this coaster. Of course, it's a station. It really needed some work. And the building for the chairlift. Now, these buildings typically take up a lot of time. So yeah, if I make a few of these buildings, that will quickly fill up a complete episode. But yeah, I think for the last part of this episode, it will be nice to take a ride again on these coasters as they travel through this new landscape. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching me build, and I'll see you again in the next episode. See you later.